Okay, welcome everyone. Not a whole lot to report. Welcome to our Monday, May 11th. Can't believe it's already May 11th session here. Just a quick update today. Not much has transpired over the weekend since we last talked on Friday, though we do have 67 new cases. And again, just to reiterate, these are the best of times, and we're still seeing these cases proliferate like this, which is just goes to show you how contagious this disease is, and how careful we have to be, and that's what we're considering as we reopen different things, and why we span a period of time when we do something and then we wait to do something again to see what's going on in that time frame. So that is concerning, but something that we will continue to monitor. On the bright side, we haven't had another death. We're still at 56, and that will update tomorrow. So we will have more information on that, on any updates. The homeless shelter update is such that we have 81 clients now sheltered at the Bayfront Station, utilizing 71 rooms. And these are our most vulnerable in the population of homeless who are being sheltered there. We still do have a waiting list, and it's because some folks are holding out for a hotel, and that is not the norm. We can get them into the shelter, but we cannot guarantee them a hotel room. We are using those and reserving those for those who are most in need, and we are holding out on that. In regard to the Verily testing, good to hear that I have had several people who have tested it now, gone on and had no signs or symptoms, and they were able to easily go through. They have switched to the new swabs that are just really self-administered in the nasal region, not the nasal pharynx, so it's not the big swab that people dreaded. Hopefully that'll drive more people to it, but we're really trying to encourage people, and hopefully all of you will avail yourselves of this to go in and get tested. We want to make sure that we get through our populations, and we are working on the plan to move the testing around to mobile sites around the county, and we should have more on that by Wednesday, as we want to get that information out so people can get geared up and get ready to show up. So we will have more information on that for you, hopefully by Wednesday. The only other couple of things I have are the parks update. I asked our parks director to give me an update and give me a grade on how people are doing out there in regard to social distancing and wearing their face coverings when appropriate. And so this weekend, first weekend we were open, Mother's Day weekend, he graded the overall performance as a B, which is good. I mean, it's passing. But we want to get better. There's lapses in people's memories, and we have to continue to remind them that things are opening up. This deadly disease, this highly contagious disease, is still out there, and we don't want to create forms for it, especially in our parks where we want people to recreate. Crystal Springs is a place where people gather, and it's kind of funneled right at the beginning there. So give folks some period of time. If you get there, let people get out onto the trail and then go out after there's some space in between you. They're jogging and running out there, no bicycling as of yet, but we hope to get up to a B plus, A minus. A would be great, but maybe that's asking for too much. But my sincere hope is, as time goes on, people's memories don't start to fade, and that we sincerely make this the new norm where people understand to give other people room. And we will continue to update you on that, because we want to get to the next phases and open up more parks. And we will do that only when we believe people are adhering to the orders in place. In regard to, we do have a new order that was just released, the new vehicle gathering order, which is very, very specific and highly regulated. So with that, David, I think I'd like to bring you up and just explain a little bit about the order that is out there now, and maybe you could talk about tennis at the same time.
Sure. And actually, it just went up, I think, within the last 5 minutes, the car-based gathering order. And I think that what the health officer would like me to emphasize is this is limited. The purpose of this is to allow a very limited outlet for some gatherings that folks have not been able to have for quite some time. And we're talking about like a church type gathering or a graduation type gathering, although it's not limited to that. But what is very limiting about the order is that there have to be a lot of requirements met in order to have one of these. And I don't want to bore you with all of them, but basically it needs to be a specific group of less than 200. It has to be invited people only. It has to be in a parking lot that is secured and securable. It has to involve security. Law enforcement needs to be notified. People generally need to stay in their cars. Basically, one family or one group can get out of a car at a time. And the purpose of this is not to allow mass gatherings. Those are still extremely dangerous and still cannot occur under either our order or the state order. But this is a very limited and targeted, regulated opportunity for folks to do some gatherings that they haven't been able to do if they can follow all of the rules carefully. As far as tennis, it's been, we've been waiting on the state for a while now to provide some additional guidance on tennis. Friday afternoon, the governor updated his website and indicated that tennis, singles tennis, is now allowed under the state order. And so we updated our FAQ this morning to reflect that. And what we have explained is that tennis facilities can open, but only if they are going to be carefully managed and monitored. And the reason for that is that our order would only allow tennis to be played by members of a household or in a manner that does not involve sharing of a ball. So folks are going to need to get creative if they want to allow tennis, and they're going to have to do it in a very circumscribed way that is organized, managed, and monitored.
Sounds good. Great. Thank you, David. Other questions? I have no other information. Is there any questions?
Currently have no raised hands and no questions in the chat at this time.
I'll give it a minute. Henrietta, no questions. Henrietta's not on there. Okay, with that, thank you all for attending. We really appreciate it, and we will see you back Wednesday.